Good morning, Canada. He's been at the forefront of our music scene for 2 decades, but he's been hustling long before that. From his collaborations to his unmatched energy. Multi-platinum artist Kardinal Offishall joining us this morning. He's got a new title to his name. We're going to get to that in just a few moments. This is exciting. But we want to start with what's going on in the real world, Cardi. Good morning to you, brother. Good to see you.
Morning, my friend. How goes?
It goes well, and normally I'd greet you with a boo, 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 because that's what we do when we see each other. But this morning,
of course,
a little bit different. I want to get your feelings on the verdict for the George Floyd trial from yesterday, and just how you're feeling this morning. Your thoughts?
Oh man, there's a lot of thoughts. I don't know if we can unpack that in the segment that we have. There's been a lot of collective community grief that people have been living through. Some think it's, that it started last June, but, for some of us within the diaspora around the world, these are feelings that we've been living with our entire lives. It's just that now with the, with the advancement of technology and so forth, the rest of the world is actually seeing right before their eyes what we've been seeing in our neighborhoods and our communities for as long as we've been brought to these countries, and as long as even we came voluntarily to these countries. There's a disproportionate amount of police presence, and definitely a disproportionate amount of inappropriate arrests and harassment. And for a lot of us last night, we saw the first step, but it's hard to be hopeful when within a few minutes of that announcement, we also hear about and see terrible video footage of, the police in Ohio, literally within 10 seconds, shooting a 15-year-old girl.
Yeah, and everyone hopes for change. Everyone wants that hope, but we're not seeing it yet. And there's going to be more time. It's one step, as people have said, but we got to continue to work towards that.
Listen, it's definitely difficult, and I will say, even very close to home, a friend of mine was stopped by the police yesterday, and after they had this whole media blitz where they said the police are not going to be stopping people and harassing them about where they're going, where they live, and so forth. That exact thing happened to a friend of mine yesterday, so much so that they had to roll down the windows and show the police their groceries in their back seat. And my friend is extremely traumatized, and these are the things, like, a lot of people think it happens over there or it happens somewhere else. But, this stuff happens in our own backyard. And I mean, the Prime Minister, he tweeted it out yesterday, although that's not the part that we quote. But, one of the things that he said is, listen, it happens here in Canada, too. And I think it's just about time that more awareness is brought to it, but not just awareness, that we come together to figure out solutions.
That's it, and thank you for bringing awareness in that sense. And you've always done that. You've always stood up. You've always spoken out, and that's the one thing many, including myself, admire about you. And and we got to get into this new role that you are a part of. And congratulations to you, bro. I know when you put it out there, I made sure that I was able to send it out to everybody as well. Senior Vice President A&R at Universal Music. Tell us what this role is all about and what it'll entail.
Oh man, I mean, here's what it is. I think it's because I'm Jamaican. I figure I have to have 12 jobs, but but I've been working with the good folks at Universal Music for the past, I think, 7 years. So shout out to Jeffrey Remedios, the CEO and chairman, for giving me this promotion. But I think what it means for me, the A&R department, we are the guys that we go out there and we find that brand new talent. You know what I'm saying? We find that talent and we bring it to the world. And I have a great team that I work with, and as a SVP, my job right now is to continue, but in a higher, more elevated role, where I have leadership and help to mentor, give guidance, not just to my team, but to the artists, their managers, and everybody else that we work together with hand in hand. So, it's a very dope honor. And, I am the first. It's something to celebrate, but also a little puzzling. But I'm actually the first black man to be in that role in this country. There's never been another Black SVP of A&R at a major label in Canada. So, it's something to celebrate, but at the same time, like, again, it's just going to show that, we have so far to go. But I'm proud, and this is not as much about me as it is about legacy and what that means, you know, for other kids that look like me, that, you know, that look like you, Devo, that can look and see us in these different roles and grow up having this be their norm. You know what I'm saying? Having this be normalized. And I think although it is, you know, it's very heavy, at the same time, I think it's a privilege to be in this position, to be able to do amazing things for our musical infrastructure, as well as the incredible artists that we have in Toronto and the rest of the country.
I couldn't think of a better person to have that role. Cardi, we do have to wrap up here. I want to show this tweet as we go to break. Congratulations on your new song, Dangerous. That is being praised as a great wedding song for 2021. My man, people, like, who's going to tell them that is from so long ago? And of course, celebrating the 20-year anniversary of Firestarter Volume 1, man. Congrats on your legacy, and it's continuing to grow, and what you're going to continue to do for music here in the country and worldwide, man. Appreciate you.
Hey, listen, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for having me. And send a shout out to Sid and Dina for me, too.
I will, 100%, brother. Thanks so much. And coming up, we are going to sound off. You heard Cardi speaking about it right there. We are talking about your reaction to what happened yesterday in south of the border and how it kind of affects us here as well when it comes to Derek Chauvin and that verdict and the George Floyd case and that trial. All right, he's guilty on all 3 charges. Let us know what you think. 1-866-267-3797. Feedback at breakfasttelevision.ca and at Breakfast TV if you want to tweet us. We'll be back with more BT after this. Good morning, y'all.